it's going to be, then, you know, you got to take this serious. If it's not, then you got to let it go.
Do you feel like you guys are at the point where you may let go?
Yeah.
Is the commitment keeping you more than the love right now?
Absolutely, 1,000%. It's supposed to be forever, but it don't have to be forever.
Well, I feel like letting it go is not an option. The thought of life without you, that's not an option for me. I'm just devastated.
Ooh, that man was sick to his stomach when she said, letting you go is just not an option. He was like, damn, I just want out of this relationship. He's literally admitting on camera that if it wasn't for commitment and obligation, he would be gone. What he's really trying to say is he know it would look bad on him if he left because she held him down for so many years while he was in prison. Yanni, let that man go. He don't want to be there. So I was just watching a video with Yandy and Mendices from Love and Hip Hop. And y'all, let me tell you something. The word of the day is, the word of the year and continuing on in your life is stop trying to prove your worth to motherfuckers who can't see it. Stop trying to prove your worth to people. And I've been guilty of this. That's why I could speak on this. Throughout my entire life, I felt like people could not see who I am as a person. They couldn't see my heart. I felt like the most misunderstood person ever. I was the black sheep of my family. So I wasn't accepted by friends. I wasn't accepted by my family. I was the oddball out. And I always just felt like maybe if they see my greatest potential, if I really work hard, if I make straight A's, if I won first place in a speech and debate competition, if I won first place in storytelling competition, maybe, just maybe, I will finally be seen as somebody worthy, somebody that's important, somebody that deserves to be seen. And I think a lot of us want to be seen. And then when that doesn't happen in your childhood, you know, and that doesn't happen when you try to be friends with people and they just don't seem like you're worth being friends with. You grow up being bullied. You grow up in this type of environment. And then you reach adulthood with that same underlying issue because it's going unresolved. And then you enter relationships where society has programmed us where we will find the validation that we are so yearning for and looking for from other people. Because when you work so hard and you win and no one's around to clap, how do you know you're really winning? You have this mentality that you're not really winning until other people see it. You know, so then you go into relationships looking for validation and you know, affirmation there. And they seem to not see your worth. So you do things from your heart for sure. Now, there are some people who do things just to get validation. I would never recommend that because you'll never get it. But when you do things from the heart and you're pouring into other people's cups and then you're finding yourself being depleted at the end of the day and resenting the people around you because you feel so empty because you're pouring into other people before you can even pour into yourself. And I found myself doing this always just to try to get people to see that I have a genuine heart. I care about people and I love doing these things. But you could do things and you could burn yourself to the ground and people still feel like that's not enough. Or they don't even appreciate it. You go around feeling unappreciated. And I've always felt like that in relationships because I'm like, man, like, I don't understand. You know, why do I feel so drained? You know, and it's because you're pouring so much into other people. But God had gave me a message not too long ago of pouring back into yourself. Filling up your own cup and everybody else get the overflow. And when you ain't got no overflow left, they just ain't got it. And that's okay. Instead of looking for it's so easy to say, don't look for outside validation, go within. But everybody looks for outside validation. Even the ones that you think that, oh, I don't need validation. They do though. People need that extra boost of confidence, especially when you don't have anywhere to pull that confidence from. How can you pull something? How can you pull from an energy that you are unknown of? You don't know about that energy. You don't even know where that energy comes from. You don't even know how to tap into that energy. So people tell you, pull from your own bootstraps. Pull your own confidence. But where do you get it? Where do you find it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? Right? You have to have something to pull from. So when you've never experienced it, how can you say, pull your own self up from the bootstraps when you don't know what that looks like? So this conversation about Yandy and Mendices really, really, really caught my attention because I realized that this woman has held this man down for over 10 years in prison. She had his kids. She was working. She was grinding, hustling, taking care of the children, being a single mother while he was locked away, and being an attentive wife to him while he was in jail. Because he told her, I feel like you don't give me enough attention. And she's like, I'm sorry that you're sitting in jail right now and you don't have much attention to get, but I have things I need to take care of outside in the real world while you're in jail. He still didn't see that as he couldn't see what all she was doing. She was trying to create a life. By the time he got out of jail, he wouldn't have to worry about anything and the kids are taken care of and the businesses are thriving. And now that he's out and he's stable and it's been a couple of years, the years have passed, he really don't want to be with her. Yet she's still trying to hold on to this relationship that has obviously hit the wall. This relationship has met its end and its course, and it's hard to let go when you've pictured this life with this person. You pictured the idea of being with them and building this life that you worked so hard for. And you worked hard for picturing this particular person to be on your side. And then it doesn't work out. Let that person go. Yandy needs to let Mendices go because he's only there because it looks bad. But imagine of what's going on inside the house when the cameras are off. Imagine how he's talking to her because he's resenting her. He's resenting this relationship. So he's extra disrespectful. He doesn't care about how she feels. He doesn't care about anything about how he feels because he's been selfish. He's been making selfish decisions his entire life. That's what ended him up in jail. Now he's basically begging her to end the relationship because most men are not going to file. Most men are too scared to leave because they don't want to look like the quitter. They don't want to look like the man that gave up on his family. They don't want to look like the bad guy to society. And then it ruins his chances of building a true and honest, quote unquote, relationship with another woman and starting over, or how it can hinder his money. And the way he looked at her when she said, I can't let this relationship go. We got to stop trying to hold on to things that have met their end. Because regardless if you're trying to hold on to it or not, you're just going to hurt yourself holding on to it. And I use this reference over and over again. It's like you are holding an anchor or holding on to a rope that's tied to a concrete brick. Okay? A heavy, heavy brick. And you're trying to pull it up to where you are. But in the process of trying to pull it up, your hand is being damaged. Your hand is probably getting torn off. So damaged to where your hand can't even function and it's not the same anymore. Right? This is what a figurative picture of what it looks like trying to hold on to some dead end weight. The relationship is weighing you down and it's not allowing you to grow and prosper and thrive. This is what happens when you hold on to people who are not meant to come with you to the next level. Because God is trying to take you somewhere. God is trying to take you to your next journey, and you're trying to straggle along people who don't deserve to be there, who can't be there, who can't see what you can see, or can't go where you need to go, or can't go on this spiritual journey with you. They can't. So hopefully you can see this picture I'm trying to paint for you is that stop holding on to people who obviously don't want to be in your life, don't see your worth, don't appreciate you, don't care about you, don't care about your feelings. They are in their own world. You got to let them go because they're just dragging you down. And seeing that video and his head going down, he wants her to leave so bad. And she's holding on to this fairy tale idea of we got to make it work somehow. One day this is going to be our testimony. And I used to think like that too. Like, man, if we just get through this, like this would be a testimony. This would be a No. Testimony for who? How much pain are you going to have to endure? Is that a testimony telling people you're going to have to experience trials, tribulations, pain, hurt to get to this quote unquote utopia of a relationship? Or are you avoiding reality and what reality is actually showing you? So I don't know if this is speaking to somebody. If it is and it's resonating with you, please give this video a thumbs up and join me in the comment section below this video and let me know your thoughts so we can get started. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.